Hi Capricorns, I'm Jacine, also known as Tempest Trade, and this is your energy check-in. These messages may apply if you have the Capricorn Zodiac anywhere in your chart. Please use discernment when listening to these messages, as not everything may be for you. Also, if you're interested in any of my services, feel free to check out any of the links in the description below. Let's get started. So we're going to see what your energy has to say, Capricorn, or what is in the cards for you. All right. Two cards have come out. We have the Queen of Cups reversed on top of the King of Coins in the upright. So this could either be your energy or this could be people around you, one person or multiple people around you. So the Queen of Cups in the reversed, I have often heard this card referred to as stressy and depressy. So you could be stressy and depressy at this point in time. But we also have the King of Coins. So you could be stressy and depressy in terms of stability, or even though you are stressy and depressy, going through some stressful times, you are still trying to maintain a sense of stability and forward movement towards your tangible goals. The King of Coins, or the King of Pentacles, is material wealth. It is foundational security. It could be work related. It could also be everything involving finances, actual stability, but also groundedness of self. This could be, for example, another person too. So you could be the Queen of Cups reversed in your emotions, not nurturing yourself, not really taking care of yourself, or maybe other people in your life could be making you feel this way. Now, this King of Coins, you could have a stable person in your life helping you remain grounded or trying to bring a sense of groundedness to you. Or again, this could be multiple people in your life. Let's get more cards. We have the Eight of Cups in the reversal. So the Eight of Cups speaks to moving away, walking away from things that no longer serve you, walking away from maybe emotional upheaval. But in the reversal, something is keeping you stuck, or you are not moving away, even though you have already probably been told or given signs or some nudges to move forward in some type of sense. So what is it exactly that you're not moving away from? Is it maybe it's something emotional, definitely something emotional, because this Queen of Cups is in the reversal. So something that's affecting you emotionally that you're not really able to kind of set aside or walk away from. Could it be this particular person, this King of Coins? Or maybe the King of Coins is that call for stability. Be more grounded and stable in yourself. Focus on your goals. Focus on your finances. Focus on your work. And maybe by focusing on your work, you will be able to move forward or walk away from whatever is unsettling you. Oh, the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Swords in the reversal with Strength at the bottom of the deck. So this is giving me the sense of the Queen of Wands is about manifestation, creation, passion, drive, determination. It is fiery energy. It is movement, actual forward moving energy. This Queen of Wands could be another person, and it doesn't have to be a female, but it can be another person, possibly in feminine energy. And the Seven of Swords in the reversal speaks to someone or something has revealed itself. It could be another person that has revealed themselves to be unsavory, not a good person, possibly a little backstabby, since the Seven of Swords is usually hidden motives, hidden agendas, someone who is sneaky behind the scenes doing things that they shouldn't be doing. In the reversal, it's revealed. So maybe someone was creating situations behind your back. Maybe someone was doing something. And with the Strength card, I feel this speaks to having the strength to move forward. This could be many people in a situation. Since the King of Pentacles, or the King of Coins, does speak to financial matters as well as actual material wealth, Queen of Wands speaks to goals, passions, the actual actions that you put forward to moving towards certain goals and certain actions. These two could be together. They don't have to be people. They can be areas of your life, for example. So this could speak to maybe in order to have the strength to move on, or not necessarily have the strength to move on, but like you need to put more strength into moving forward. And maybe the areas that you need to put the strength into moving forward is your finances and your actual passion, your creative passion towards your goals, towards your material possessions, towards your financial matters, towards your career. Actual tangible things that can really change your life around. Because maybe you are in this particular point in your life where you might not be happy with where you are in your life. You might not like where you are. And you might not like certain people that you're around. Now, if these two cards do not represent areas of your life, they could represent people. Now, if this does represent people, then you have received some type of information that has showed you people's true colors. And it has showed you where you need to actually strengthen yourself, to grow, to evolve, to learn the lessons that you need to learn in order to move forward and identify certain people, places, or situations for what they really were. Let's get some clarification and see if we can figure out what these cards are referencing. Clarification on the Queen of Cups in the reversal. Lucky day. This is giving me the sense that if this Queen of Cups is you, for example, then it's like, have no fear. Even though something might not be going your way, even though you might be in a particular point in your life where you don't feel stable in yourself, things will turn around. You might find something, you might receive a blessing of some sort, some type of abundant situation occurring in your life. Maybe there's certain people around you that have your back, even if you don't really feel that way. Maybe certain situations will turn in your favor, turn things around for you. It's all a matter of just, once again, finding that strength to actually move forward in some type of sense. Clarification on the King of Coins in the upright. repressed memory in the reversal. So information that you might have been keeping, maybe something that you didn't want to actually accept. Let's see. Yeah, something has definitely come to light. Again, this King of Coins, it could be a person in your life, or it could be an area of your life. So it could be a person who is stable, or at least puts on the appearance of being stable. Someone who might put on the appearance of having everything together. Someone who might be wealthy, or someone who has a good job. Someone who has a very well-known career. And if it isn't a person, then it is your job, your finances, your career. So you could have learned something in regards to a person, or in regards to that area of your life. Something that, once again, you might not have truly come to terms with, or maybe you experienced something, saw something, heard something, you set it aside because you thought to yourself, okay, that doesn't really fit with this situation, so I'm just going to table that for a moment, set that aside. But now suddenly it's come to light, and it seems as though maybe certain pieces kind of put themselves together, and now you're understanding certain things. So 8 of Cups in the reversal. Ooh. Cherished gift. Yes, you need to walk away from something you thought was a cherished gift, something you thought was going to be worthwhile, something you thought that had a lot of meaning. It could be a person, it could be a job, it could be a friendship, it could be a family member. But you do know you have to walk away, because it's giving the sense of not being reciprocal. Something didn't work out. Clarification on this Queen of Wands. In the upright, lacuna. Something missing. Maybe that's what you need to do. If this is a person, for example, this could be the missing piece of what you need to kind of get things moving. Maybe you need a partner in a job situation, in a career, to get something moving. Maybe you need a confidant to help you, or even a friend to help motivate you. If this energy is you, then it's like you need to step more into your creativity, your power, your passion. Step more into that to get things moving. Let's get clarification on the 7 of Swords in the reversal. Cliffhanger. Look at that. Cliffhanger in the sideways. So even though the 7 of Swords in reversal already means that something was revealed, we still have this cliffhanger in the reversal. So even though some information has come to light, maybe you don't know everything. Which is also the reason why we have like this missing piece right here. Maybe you don't know everything about this particular area, whether it be you or someone else. The actions, the passion, the creativity. Maybe you don't know everything in regards to a certain situation. But what you do know is that something isn't aligning, something isn't right. Clarification on the Strength. Oh, that fell onto the floor. We have hindsight in the sideways. I mean, that's always the thing, isn't it? Hindsight is 2020. Hindsight often is being in the future present moment and looking back, because a situation has already happened, and because it's already happened, now you can look back and understand how things got to this point. But maybe with this in the sideways, this is telling you you don't have to experience something to see how it got to that point. If you're able to completely be in the present moment, if you're able to use your intuition, follow the signs, the synchronicities, the guidances, then you're able to guide yourself, lead yourself. And you won't always wind up in situations where you have to use hindsight and look back and say to yourself, man, if only I would have known. Sometimes, especially with this repressed memory and this Lacuna card, you just really have to trust yourself. Even if you don't know all the information, trusting your body, trusting yourself will help you maneuver through certain situations so you don't have to end up being in at the end thinking, man, if only I had done things differently. And at the bottom of this deck, we have mislead in the reversal. Mislead is very similar to the Seven of Swords. So again, this is very much giving that maybe something wasn't exactly what you thought it was. It could have been a job that you thought was going to give you certain opportunities, but then it didn't pan out that way. It could be a friendship group, a person that you might have been involved with, or even a family member that you thought was going to be one particular way or a certain way, and then it ended up being something entirely different because certain people finally revealed their true colors. Let's get more clarification. Queen of Cups and Lucky Day. Ooh. We have parasitic implant and explosive impact. Yeah. This is giving me the feeling that certain people, places, or things, they hold on to you. They leech off of you. They might energy drain you. This could be energy vampires. This could be just spaces and people and places that aren't actually good for you. And that's the reason why stressing, depressing. That's the reason why you don't feel like yourself, or you don't, maybe you have a tendency to not nurture yourself. Maybe when something happens, it does affect you greatly. And the things that could be happening could be other people. But again, since we do have this lucky day, it's things are still happening in the background. Like you are protected. Even when things don't go as planned, you are still protected. And things could always change. It can always change. Also, this parasitic implant, it doesn't always have to be an external person or situation. It could also be your mindset, for example. It could be the way that you talk to yourself. It could be the way that you handle certain situations. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy too. So keep that in mind. Now let's get clarification on this King of Coins and repressed memory. Did something flip? Nope. Thought that flipped. Oh, that's a lot of cards. All right. So we have inherent wound, followed by ensnare, followed by rapid reflexes. This is an interesting combination of cards because inherent wound, it speaks to essentially putting yourself in situations where you help others and take the damage on behalf of someone else. Given that this is for the King of Coins, this could be you, as in you could be in your core, a very stable, grounded person that does help other people. They're there. They are there to provide for other people. You help others, and you could have this habit of taking care of other people to the point where you become trapped, to the point where you lose the ability to truly nurture yourself because you spend so much of your time taking care of other people. And it could be taking care of people in a financial way, being there for people, giving people loans, giving people a place to stay. And if this isn't you, then this could be, for example, another person in your life. This could be a person that might do that same thing where they help, but they end up getting themselves caught in certain situations where they have helped too much, and now they are essentially the go-to person that everyone asks for help from because they have it all. They have the stability that other people want, and they're too busy giving that stability to other people. And with rapid reflexes, it's like avoiding certain things, avoiding getting hit, avoiding traps, having the ability to rapidly move out of the way and dodge certain attacks. This could be you, as in you need to become more of a stable person for yourself, and that helping people is a good, worthy cause, but not at the expense of yourself. Not to the point where you get stuck. Let's get clarification on these Eight of Cups and this cherished gift. We have Dub in the reversal. Dub is the action of elevating a knight to the next level, the next hierarchy, or elevating a person to knighthood. It is elevation, promotion, moving up. So this combination of cards, it's like maybe you're trying to move up certain levels, move up in rank, status, hierarchy. Maybe you're trying to go for a promotion. But Eight of Cups, again, you have to move on from something. Maybe you have to move on from certain places where you are trying to level up in certain ways. Because with Cherished Gift in the reversal, maybe those spaces, places, and like, for example, those job roles that you're trying to aim for, maybe they're not actually good for you, and it will actually give you more burdens than gifts. But this could also mean that by not moving away from whatever it is that you need to move away from, you're not going to be able to move up in the way that you want to. Because this space, it could be a space or it could be a mindset. Like, this area isn't for you. Use your discernment, because this reading is full of either people or areas of your life. So once again, use your discernment. Now let's get clarification for Queen of Wands and Lacuna. Gelatinous cube in the upright. A gelatinous cube is, it traps you, it engulfs you, and it slowly over time, 222 on the clock, it slowly over time dissolves you. So this could be a person. This Queen of Wands could be a person that might be like a social climber, a person that could be, that tries to get what they want by any means necessary and will like step over anyone in their path. Or this could be you, and this is the area of your life that you need to tap into. You need to tap into more creative passions, more drive, more like actually putting action behind your goals and your words. And that's the missing piece. Otherwise, you're going to stay stuck. And slowly, bit by bit, your stagnation might eat you alive. Use your discernment. This is a very diverse reading, and I see it going 2 different ways, 2 to 3 different ways. Clarification on Seven of Swords and cliffhanger. Toil and trouble, look at that. Some sneaky people are doing toil and trouble in the background, and with cliffhanger in the sideways, you don't know everything that is going on. You're still going to get information. Maybe some things will remain in the dark. Sneaky, 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 sneaky. Yep, but some people have definitely done some toil and trouble sneakiness. Clarification on strength and hindsight. We have leader in the reversal with seek the horizon on the bottom of the deck. So this combination of cards with strength, hindsight, and leader, this is giving me the feeling that if you want to be a good leader, if you want to be a wise leader, if you want to be a leader, you really do need to have strength within yourself to pursue the courses of actions you truly believe will be the wisest course of actions. And again, hindsight. We don't always have to be at the end of the situation in order to know what we could have done. What we really need is presence, awareness, wisdom. We need all of those different things. Leader in the reverse, this could indicate that there might be certain people in your life that you might have looked up to as a leader, that you might be looking at as some type of mentor, some type of guide, and maybe they aren't as wise, as responsible, as they might not be wise or as responsible as you thought they were. But this could also indicate you that you might need a bit more training, a bit more lessons learned to become the leader that you truly want to be. And seek the horizon is very much like seeing the silver lining of certain situations. Because as mentioned earlier, not everything is going to work out the way that we want it to work out. But the big question is, how are we going to handle things when it doesn't pan out the way we want it to? We can always pivot. We can always pivot life, change life around, or maneuver through things differently. The question is, how are we going to do it, and are we going to do it? So let's get some final cards with the Oracle in terms of how to handle these situations, how to move forward. Let's see. Oh, that fell into the floor and there was 2 cards. So we have happiness in the reversal with creative ingenuity in the reversal. This is basically what I've been talking about this entire time. You have to truly know what you want. And you have to be okay with being creative towards moving around certain things, handling certain things, maneuvering certain things, or tapping into certain areas of your life that you might not be fully happy with. Happiness in reverse doesn't mean that you can't find happiness. It just means that you might at this point in time like be unsatisfied with certain things, but that does not mean that you cannot change it. But it looks as though you might be having difficulty with creative problem solving, finding different ways to change the outcome, or different methods to utilize when approaching your goals. I did mention how these could be areas of your life, your career, and then the actual passion and the steps towards getting to your career, or creating the life of your dreams, your financial state. So really put some effort into problem solving and doing it creatively. Maybe writing down areas where you could that you could change. For example, if you did A, B, and C last month, check in with yourself. Did method A work? Did method B work? Did method C work? If any of those areas or any of those things did not work, strategize. I did A, B, C last month. This month, let me try D, E, F. Let me try L, M, N. Go through a variety of different methods and modalities. Maybe create a different routine. Maybe create a different goal. Maybe take a break from certain goals and create other goals to just switch it up a little bit. Where there's a will, there's always a way. But also, I think what you need to do is ask yourself what really truly makes you happy. Because you shouldn't be putting in all this effort and all this work if something you're doing or a certain goal that you have isn't actually making you happy in some type of way. You really need to be happy with the life that you are creating. Stagnation. I've been talking about this. You're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck. But this is the lizard. What you really need to know about the lizard is that the lizard adapts. For example, they are well known for their tail being disconnected, or they can get into a certain trap and they'll sacrifice their tail because they can grow it back. It's kind of like their escape mechanism. It allows them to escape. So this is almost like having backup plans, having contingency plans, understanding that you can adapt, understanding that you can survive, understanding that as long as you live and you breathe, as long as you have the ability to think, to speak, to do, to move, you will always, always, always have another way. I'm looking for the final card. This final card seems a bit tricky to come out. Intelligence, followed by dreams in reversal at the bottom of the deck. You are smart, you are adaptable, you can learn. You have the ability to learn. You have the ability to soak up information like a sponge, to try something different. I guess the biggest question is, what do you really want? What are your dreams? Do you truly know what your dreams are? Because sometimes when we reach a certain point of stagnation, it may not always be certain people around us. It may not always be like our emotional state. It could just be the dream itself. Do you really want what you say you want? Do you really have passion for the dreams that you currently have in your head? For the goals that you currently have laid out before you? For the plans that you're currently making? Is that what you truly want? Because when you truly, truly, truly want something, nothing will ever stand in your way. And the time is 2:34 p.m. 2:34. Level up, move out of the stagnation. You can do this, Capricorn. I believe in you. If this reading resonated with you, and if you'd like a one-on-one private reading with me, you can go to my link tree in the description box below. Until next time, bye.